refused to watch my family's high-maintenance dogs, so they had to cancel their vacation. Not the a-hole, my parents. I like that they started off, they're like, I'm not the a-hole.
I'm innocent!
My parents, 82 male, 75 female, asked if I would help them book a much-needed vacation. They also asked me to do the same for my brother, 43, and sister-in-law, 33, because they wanted to take a family vacation in September. My husband, 46, and I, 41 female, can't afford to go because I am currently out of a job. Even though this would be the first family vacation I will ever miss, and it made me really sad, I said I would of course help. My mom even mentioned to me that in a way it's good because I'd be able to watch my brother's pugs and my parents' chihuahua. That's so ouch to be like, well, it's good that you're not coming because you can watch our dogs.
Wow.
By the way, this comes from Dazzling P on the OK Storytime subreddit. Here's the thing about watching the dogs. It's a 24/7 job that requires me to stay at my brother's house. The dogs are wonderful, but very high maintenance. Because of this, I have been telling my brother for nearly 10 years that he needed to hire a dog sitter. Money isn't an issue for him. I've dog sat for them 3 times this past year, varying from 1 to 5 nights. They paid me very well. But I do not feel comfortable staying at their house, and I find the round-the-clock care exhausting. My husband and I have 5 cats, and we are no stranger to feeling like our pets are our children. But we don't have dogs for a reason. Now, I'm supposed to be booking this trip for my brother, but he hasn't even asked me about watching the dogs. Sunday at family dinner, everyone is there except my sister-in-law, who was ill. My brother was sitting across from me, so I reach out to hold his hand and say that I love him. I love his pugs, but I can't watch them when they go on vacation and that he needs to get a dog sitter. I said it was just too much to ask me to be trapped at their house for 7 nights, but that I have been asking him to hire a dog sitter for nearly a decade. I even offered suggestions and said I'll help to find someone. He starts to get reactive and said that they won't watch my cats anymore. I said that's fine. We have a cat sitter. But I point out that I asked them if they can help. They, on the other hand, didn't ask me. So it seems like they were just kind of expecting OP to watch the dogs.
That just seems crazy. Like, yeah, we're going to go on this vacation that you planned for us.
Yeah.
And you can watch our dogs.
And you can't come. And it's actually better that you're not coming.
Yeah. Lucky you.
Yeah.
What?
I think also when you have very, needy dogs or just needy animals in general, you have to be really on top of like, can you watch? Are you free these days? Are you available to watch these dogs? Like cats, it's different.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean, I'm cat sitting right now, and my friend did ask like a month in advance and was like, hey, can you watch from these dates?
Or they asked you.
Yeah.
They didn't just expect you to.
They didn't just expect me to watch the cats. And the cats are so easy. I see them, I feed them, and it's like once a day thing.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a whole different story to this, which it seems like she needs to be there constantly.
Dogs, it's like a 3 to 4 times a day at least.
Yeah, no, I've also I had to one time, I had to dog sit 3 dogs, 2 which were giant labs who were really like, energetic, and then a little dog who peed everywhere and it was like super old, and I had to feed like 4 medications, and a pig.
What?
Yeah. I had to all at the same time. Like a giant pig, and the pig gets really angry when you don't feed it in time, and so it starts screaming at you. Yes. Yeah, so it's like running at you, and you're like, here, take the food. It was really intense, and I didn't actually get paid that much.
That hit me in a way I was not expecting. Continue.
Thank you. My brother finally concedes that it is a lot to ask 7 nights and 5 dogs. I also forgot that. Dogs. That's insane. Excuse me? Yes, 5 dogs, because his mother-in-law apparently was planning to go too.
Oh my, just add some more.
He's
some more
you're
people.
Fine. You're here. You're not going on vacation. Just take 5 dogs. So now added to the mix are 2 Italian greyhounds.
All right. It's Italian. It's fine. It's fine.
Like, draw the line at a pug.
Before I was a little worried. They're Italian greyhounds. It's fine.
I stay calm and gently point out that I felt this way before knowing there were 5 dogs. Can he imagine how I felt? He seemed to understand. By the time I left for dinner, there were hugs and kisses and all was well. I knew my brother was upset, but he seemed to understand, and I was really proud of putting up boundaries. The next evening, I call my parents to see if they have heard from my brother. Apparently, he called them after he got home from my family dinner and was blindsided by me.
What?
He didn't even ask her yet. She just was proactive and was like, hey, I don't know if you wanted me to watch the dogs, but I can't. And he was like, she blindsided me.
I'm still hung up on OP planning the whole trip for everybody else. Is that not bothering? Like,
it is. It's weird. She's not even going on it. She's doing everything for them.
That's crazy. Keep going.
My sister-in-law was just as upset as him, too. They think I'm throwing a tantrum because I can't go on the vacation. While yes, that sucks, I told him my real issue is being trapped at their house for 7 nights. Now they're canceling the vacation because I won't watch the dogs. Am I the a-hole for telling them I won't do it? And there are some comments and an update. Oh boy. No, you're not the a-hole. You don't know them.
No.
I think it is different if you said yes and then a day before you were like, actually, I can't do this.
Yeah.
Presumably, it seems like you're giving them enough time. They have yet to ask you officially. So, yeah.
It just means they don't value your time.
No, they think like, oh, we can just dump 5 dogs off
Yeah.
with you and she'll just do whatever we want.
They think their vacation time is more important than your life.
Yeah, your lifetime.
Your normal lifetime.
No, I think people really don't, think about how much time and effort it takes to take care of animals.
Yeah, and like if something happened, like, oh, you were in charge, and now my greyhound is up the street, blah, blah, blah,
yeah,
you
have
know?
to, and it's 5 dogs. It doesn't seem like OP has any dogs either.
They got cats.
Yeah, they have cats. So it's also, that's a,
you still got to take care of your cats.
Are the dogs coming to her house or is she going to another person's house and sitting there? In which case it's like, okay, now I need someone to look after my cats because I'm here all the time. And there are some comments that we can get into. Having Hope 3594 says, not the a-hole. They are grown people who had plenty of time to find arrangements for their dogs. Didn't they have somebody else to watch the dogs when you all travel together? Is this a weird ploy to punish you by making you feel guilty or something? Seems reactive. And OP says, the only time we have all traveled together was for my brother's wedding, which the dogs came to. This would be an international beach trip, which we haven't had in, I guess, over a decade. To be fair, he couldn't go on the last trip in 2015, and I went, but I only had one cat that had no special requirements at the time, so my roommate watched her. So I feel bad for him not being able to not go on the family vacation, although it feels self-induced to me at this point. But I am very emotional, and I can't tell if my judgment is clouded. Parsimonious Salad says, not the a-hole. They can hire a pet sitter. It's not your household to take responsibility for.
Yep.
And edit, I also don't understand why they needed your help to book it.
Yep. Parsimonious Salad. We're on the same
Gets it.
And also, like, if you can't afford a pet sitter to go on a vacation, you probably shouldn't be going on the vacation.
Yeah.
Right? If this person is making a sacrifice, if OP is saying, you know what, I can't afford to go on this vacation right now because I am not in a position, then other people should feel the same way.
Yeah.
Crazy.
OP says, oops, I took that part out because I was way over the character limit. I can book like a travel agent and waive my commission so they can save a few $100. So OP's also saving them a bunch of money and they're complaining?
Unreal.
I realize how awful that sounds in context of this post, but it's easy for me to do. And as someone that loves to do things for others, but currently doesn't have the budget for it, it's something I'm happy to do. Ridiculous. They're taking advantage. Healer Haven says, so they get a discount by not paying you for your services and expect you to watch 5 dogs 24/7 and live apart from your spouse to do so? How much do they usually pay you for the normal 3? Because I bet it's not nearly as generous as they tell you it is. And OP responds, so this isn't a super common situation for us, despite what my harping on this for 10 years implies. I went over my character limit, so I couldn't add this bit of context. My brother set the precedent nearly 10 years ago that the dogs could never be alone at night because of separation anxiety. So when he was single and traveling for work, my mom had to stay the night there with the dogs. And since she lived closer than me and I had an office job, she would go back and forth to the house every 5 hours to let them out. Back then, I used to say that it wasn't fair to Mom and that he needed to hire a dog sitter. My mom loved it because the pug cuddles are amazing and they are good dogs, but I was still vocal that it was way too much to ask Mom. Last year, my husband and I bought a house a mile away from my brother, and the dog care has fallen to me because why would I make my mom continue to do that when it's easier for me? The first time I did it, I was extremely anxious, but I didn't complain because it was so my brother and sister-in-law could take a family vacation with their dying father. I had 4 dogs then, and it was $500 for 5 days. To be completely honest, I would not have accepted the money if I hadn't just lost my job. To me, that is what family is for. There was another couple times for 1 and then 3 nights due to a family emergency with my sister-in-law's family. So again, no problem. I've dropped by a couple times to let the dogs out back to potty when asked. And even recently, there was a day that neither my mom or I were available to let the pugs out when a situation came up. And I specifically told my brother he needed to have a trusted pet sitter on hand and hit them up before he needs them. But this is the first time that I feel like it's completely different and not right for them to ask me to do all of this. It feels like taking advantage, and it feels like when my mom had to stay there when my brother traveled all over again. And I'm not willing to put myself through it for a long vacation when this is exactly the scenario I've been harping on. And there is an update, but I think this actually gives a lot of context about the previous time she was watching it. It was all kind of emergencies happened, or it was very last minute things where they were like, I'm sorry, I just need someone to watch the dogs. But I think that when you have 5 dogs, or it seems 4 to 5 dogs, you should get a pet sitter because you shouldn't be expecting people, especially not for free, to watch that many dogs.
I think the element of the planned vacation is a key factor.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like, oh, like I had this emergency, didn't have time to find a pet sitter. It's like, no, I'm about to drop a bunch of coin to go to a fun place that you planned.
Can't go to
that you
also.
can't go to because you're financed. Yeah. And maybe they're paying them.
I would hope so.
I think she doesn't want to have to take the money.
I think they should pay her because she can't go on the vacation because she can't afford it.
Yeah. But I think she's like, I don't want to have to do that much time.
Yeah.
You know, she doesn't want it to be about the money, which I can respect.
Yeah, which I get because it's her family, but they're definitely, it seems like they're taking advantage of her. Miss Silvertier says if she took her commission, she'd be able to take a trip. It's Brittany Beach says, isn't it unfair on the dogs in this situation as well? It seems like she would be taking care of them a lot. Like, I think if she was doing it, they would be fine for the dogs. It's Brittany Beach, like being alone with separation anxiety, but have an owner who's rarely home. Yeah, no, it just seems very unfair for OP. And Kimberly Fine says the previous times were irregular. This shows an absolute lack of consideration. Yeah, exactly. But there is an update. Let's freaking get into it. 4 days later, my brother apologized, and we were having a very good and calm conversation. We were getting to a point where I was willing to make a compromise because I finally felt heard. Then my sister-in-law, who had an attitude the whole time, snappily said, okay, so what do we need to do to resolve this?
Ooh.
I don't like that energy.
Ooh.
I don't like it. Things started to get heated because I felt her tension and tried to acknowledge it. I said that I was really hurt by my sister-in-law's actions. I left it out of my OG post, but she was complaining about helping me clean my house before my wedding. I later found out that she told my dad that I had moldy dishes in the sink, and that was humiliating. Wait.
Why you gonna do that?
So she asked for your help.
Why
OP asked for her help to clean the house because she's probably going through a stressful time, and then she went and told everyone?
No, it's like
told the dad?
I do dishes. I was helping you clean, and I tell your mom that you have dirty dishes in your sink.
That's
for
so rude.
No reason other than just to expose you.
That's so rude.
Crazy.
I don't like the sister-in-law. I said it hurt a lot when I learned she brought it up again as part of her argument why I should watch the dogs. What?
Keep going. I need to hear more.
She sarcastically said, oh, so I'm the villain? I said, I feel like from what I've gathered from my parents this past week that you think I'm sabotaging this vacation because I'm jealous that I can't go. And if you think that, you really must not know me, and that hurts. And she said with the same rude tone as earlier, I must not know you because that is 100% what I think. My eyes welled up because I felt like she had just sucker punched me. She looked at me here and said, here comes the temper tantrum.
Wow.
I stood up to leave, and then I turned around again and said over everyone yelling my name to calm down, if you, with all your time, money, and resources, decide to not go on vacation, that is your own decision and not because of me. I got the hell out of the house and sat in the car until my husband came out. By the way, you can join us live on YouTube every weekday at 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Just tap our profile.
Good move. I mean, what else are you going to do? I think they handled it as well as they could have.
I think OP handled that great.
Sister-in-law.
It is absolutely ridiculous to ask someone for something, which they don't know you. They don't know your time or anything. And then to berate them and bully them in front of people when they don't do that for you.
Crazy.
Belle Conkling says, ew, why the F did no one in her family defend her? Yeah, they were all telling her to calm down.
Great
question.
It
seems like everyone's kind of on the brother and the sister-in-law's side. They're like, oh, just do it.
Yeah, because they're going to go on vacation.
Yeah, it doesn't affect them.
Yeah.
It's kind of ridiculous. They're all expecting OP to, just because OP can't go on the vacation, that, oh, well, it's just a given that you should take care of our dogs.
Mm-hmm.
But OP, that's not cool. And then Stella Davis is telling OP to calm down, but not sister-in-law to shut up. And MJ Gross says they think she's a doormat. Kimberly Fine says she's awful. Anyone accusing an adult of having a tantrum or being childish can F all the way off. So belittling and dismissive. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's like, oh, your tone. Like your tone.
Your tone.
Yeah.
Ugh. But there's a little bit left to the story. She was in my wedding. I've been so happy to have her as my sister-in-law. I've been nothing but loving to her. Now I see she doesn't give an F about me. I'm gutted. It's clear that she has zero respect for me and probably never even liked me. I'm devastated because my family is everything. And I feel like my relationship with my brother will be forever altered. She is not the person I thought she was. And now I'm not only not watching the dogs, but I guess I'm also accepting that I don't have a sister like I thought.
Anytime there's like a little mini outburst like that, it's never like it's the first time the person's thought about it.
No.
It's never like they're like, oh.
It's like,
and I'm going to say this thing impulsively because now I feel it. It's like,
they've been boiling it for a while.
Beneath the surface.
Yeah. And she's just not a person.
It finally came out. And now OP knows that.
OP knows how she feels about her and knows that, that's not a person that you want to be around.
Mm-mm.
That's not an energy.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. But that is the end of that story. But we have more. And it's time for us to swap Anthony out. I refused to give any free services to my future cousin-in-law, and she flipped out on me. So I'm way too gay for this, says, I, 20 female, have been with my partner, 19 female, she, they, for 4 years as of this July. She is quite a bit more family than I do, which has always been one of my favorite things about them. Their family treats me like family, and I've always felt loved and integrated. I'm a nice person. I rarely argue with anyone. It makes me very uncomfortable, and it's not my thing, so this story has been eating me up alive. In March of this year, I decided I was going to pursue my dreams of being a nail tech. I work a part-time job almost 30 hours out of the week at a pre-existing job, so I knew it was going to add stress to my life, but I had to start somewhere. I grew up super underprivileged. My parents never had money growing up, so the moment I turned 18, I started paying for everything for myself, and even paying some of my parents' household bills. I built a little nail room in my house to start doing friends and family nails as practice. After working really hard to purchase all the products to start doing nails, I started talking to friends and family. That's your grassroots base.
That's how the business starts.
Yeah, you just get people, your friends and your family, you say, please.
Word of mouth.
Yeah.
Grab their fingers.
Just take them and let me paint on them for free. As I still needed to go to school and it would be illegal for me to take real clients. At first, I offered all of my practice girls 1 or 2 free sets, as I was learning and didn't feel comfortable asking for money yet. After that, I started charging for very small amounts, like $20 to $30, and no more. Which, if you get nails or nail extensions, that's a really cheap set. Yeah, really nails cheap. Are like over $100 sometimes.
Yeah.
They're expensive.
Yeah, I feel like at least 70, 80.
Yeah, and then tip.
Yep, then you don't forget the tip.
Yeah, I've never gotten expensive nails, but I have a lot of friends who get like really cool nails designs, and like 120.
An investment.
Yeah. Because I have a primary job / income, I have limited time to do nails, so I usually have 3 to 4 clients max in a whole week. Usually never on the same day either. At this point, all of my clients pay $25 on average for nails every 2 weeks, which has helped me be able to afford new supplies that will help me go to school. As I'm not making my money doing nails yet, I'm fulfilling my education. All the money I make goes into purchasing things like acetone and alcohol, etc. My partner's cousin, aka my soon-to-be cousin-in-law, came to me as one of my first clients. She was very fun to work with. I gave her 2 free sets, and she came in for a 3rd appointment when she was charged. This particular cousin is very much more privileged than I. I don't feel comfortable sharing intimate information about her life, but I will say she ate off a silver spoon growing up, and she will never understand the hardships I'm going through financially to build independence, build a business, and fund myself through school, all while paying bills and taking care of myself. Just pausing real quick so we can take a look at the situation. So it seems like OP right now has been giving a lot of free sets away, but is trying to kind of move to paid sets.
Yeah, building the business.
Yeah.
Reinvesting in the business.
Yeah. At what point do you think like, hey, like how do you say, hey, I'd like to charge for my sets now to someone who has been getting them for free?
I think you just gotta be straight up and just be like, I've been building, I'm getting to the point where my expertise has grown, but like I'm gonna give you the family and friends discount. Make it sound good. Like be like, normally it's gonna be $50, but I'm just
super
gonna
expensive. But
for you,
Yeah.
cousin-in-law to
Cousin-in-law.
be,
Yeah.
gonna give you the friends and family deal.
Yeah. No, I
Yeah.
think that's a great way to do it because I think that your friends and family should be supportive of your business.
Exactly, and you've been doing them a favor.
Yeah.
Thus far,
Exactly.
so you gotta leverage that.
Gotta do that. She was given an amazing opportunity / privilege by her mom to start working for her at her tattoo business. I'm not comfortable sharing too much information. Other than that, she wouldn't be where she is if it wasn't for her generational wealth and privileged life given to her by her mom. That's so funny to be like a Nepo baby for a tattoo parlor. Like you're sitting there and they're like, oh, how long have you been doing it? And they're like, just a couple months. My mom got me the job.
I know. Yeah, I'm not sure that I would be.
Well, presumably you have to go through a lot of
Training?
training to get there, regardless of whether or not like your parents got you into it.
Right. Like, what if you have no artistic talent? Are you just like
What if you suck?
stenciling on people permanently?
Yeah, you're like, "Oh, just doodling. Don't worry, I'm learning.
Yeah, I don't know about that business
Yeah.
model.
One night she called me and my partner to ask if we would be interested in a very discounted appointment with her, to which we both happily accepted. As she's just starting, similar to me, I understand that new business owners need to make their money, so me and my partner were going to make sure we tipped her very well. I woke up the next morning and it was on my schedule to check in with all my nail girls, ask them how their nails are doing, and if they would like to set up an appointment. My partner's cousin then offered me this transaction of service for service. Hey girl, I'll do your service for free if you can do my nails 2 to 3 times for free.
That doesn't seem one-to-one.
That doesn't seem super fair. Yeah,
Numbers, the numbers
we'll
aren't.
switch off. You give me 3 nails and I'll give you 1 tattoo.
Well, one tattoo is permanent.
1 tattoo is permanent.
Nails are temporary.
However, I think it depends how big the tattoo is,
Mhm.
because I think tattoos can range from size. So it's like, it could be, I don't know what the cheapest tattoo is, but they can range from 100 to
I have no idea. Look at me.
yeah, like hundreds or maybe $1,000. I don't know how much. It could be hundreds. I'm like, 100 to a couple $100, depending on the size of the tattoo.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, nails are also pretty expensive,
Right.
if they're pretty intricate. And also, I think it's weird that she's even asking for this, because she said, hey, I'll do it for free. She I think it's weird that she said, let's do it for free, and then went back and retconned it. It was like, actually, we'll swap services.
Yeah.
So it's like, it was a gift and now it's a trade,
Yeah.
which is a little weird.
I think bartering is always hard.
Yeah.
That's why we kept it in the old days. No, it's
We moved on. Yeah, I mean, I don't think the bartering is an issue. I think
Yeah.
it's just the fact that she kind of changed it from her original offer, which was a gift.
Yeah. No, I think that's
Yeah.
fair.
Also, the 2 to 3 is
2 to 3 is a
It should
lot.
just be 1-to-1,
Yeah, I agree.
especially if you're just starting out.
Yeah.
Courtney Brady says $60. Sophia. Thank you.
Are either of these people even good at what they do? We don't know.
Maybe they both suck. Courtney Brady says some people even charge $40 for the flash sale tattoos, but those are still small. Dixie Blue Steel says tattoos are expensive. I actually think it wasn't a bad deal if she's a good tattoo artist.
Right, that's the thing. Like, we don't know.
All we know is that she's very new, and she did originally offer to do it for free, which is, yeah.
Going back on her word there.
Yeah, and Jay Rose says depends on how complicated the tattoo is. I think there are a lot of, we don't know that. We don't know the specifics yet. She's just kind of assuming 2 to 3 nails for one tattoo. And I think it depends. Let's keep reading.
Agree.
I felt very uncomfortable with this transaction/offer, as in the past I had already given her 2 free appointments. So she's already gotten that.
Yeah, she's gotten her favors already, yeah.
And I really needed to be charging for my work, as I have another job on top of nails, and I have very little time in my life because I'm working so hard on both jobs. It's important for me to make money to afford products, and that's it. I felt uncomfortable throwing those things at her, so I tried gently to compromise. I offered to do 1 more free set for her, and I told her I would continually give her 20% off. I also let her know of some of my seasonal deals coming up and how she would be eligible to get even more discounts soon. I also gently explained that I can't offer too much of more services, as my business cannot afford that right now.
Yeah, this all seems very fair.
I think the fact that she's already done the 2 before, it's kind of ridiculous that she's saying, oh, give me 2 to 3 more. Yeah. Side note, another reason why this made me uncomfortable is because, yes, it's not an equal service. By this point, you might be thinking of her counter argument. But if her service costs more, why can't you give out free services? Because to me, it is less about money, even though part of the problem is money. The problem really is my time. 1 appointment for her may make her a lot of money, but she works less time than I do. To make this make sense, 1 hour for her can make her a profit of $350 and up. 1 nail set for me takes 2 hours and makes me $60 to $100, and 3 appointments would take me 6 to 9 hours of time.
Dude, it seems like maybe we need to switch lanes and get into
tattoos. Use your connections. Which is a lot of time, and it would be making money working on other clients for that amount of time.
Yeah, I'm just worried about, I want this person to start making money. They've invested a lot of, I'm not seeing where the profit is coming in. I don't know if that's I
think it's also because they're just starting.
Yeah, they're just starting.
I think you will make, tattoos you are going to make a lot more.
Yeah.
And just in general.
Yeah.
But I think this is probably just passion is in this.
Well, okay.
Yeah.
They'll make a lot more, but with the client, they might come once every year. Well,
That's
nail
true.
techs?
Right.
That's true.
How often do you get your nails done? I know you can't answer because you never get yours done.
Yeah.
I don't really get mine done either.
Okay.
But
Anthony,
there's a
how
time.
often do you get your
At
nails done?
least once every 3 weeks.
Thank you, Anthony.
There-
Give me a real answer.
After my compromised offer, she proceeded to get very upset with me. I'm going to copy and paste her exact response for clarity.
Copy paste.
Quote, I understand your business is smaller. I'm not getting all the business in the world though either, but your expenses are also much smaller than mine, which is why I don't feel it's such a reach to ask for. I'm not upset with you, but I'm not making money off y'all or gaining anything from doing your services. So I'm not really interested in doing your services because I have bills to pay and I'm not working for free anymore. Don't take that the wrong way, but again, our fees are quite different and I think it was a steal of a deal. I'm genuinely not trying to be an a-hole. I love y'all. And you know that, but I see where we're both getting frustrated. So maybe it's just best to not do our services for each other right now.
Oh, wow.
And pause.
What expenses didn't her parents give her?
Did her parent? Does she work for her parents?
And the ink and the what's
What
it called? A
expenses
drill?
I don't know. Maybe it is tattoo. Tattoo.
I don't
gun?
know.
I don't know.
Yeah, gun. Yeah.
She doesn't need a tattoo.
Everyone could use a nail. Not everyone could use a tattoo.
Like she doesn't need it, and so like she's she's going on like OP was saying, this is gonna take more time. I'm losing more money, and she doesn't need a tattoo.
Yeah.
And so she's losing that customer base that like she could be doing another customer and getting more money. Whereas a tattoo is kind of like a fun thing that she could get,
right?
But she's losing money in the process of doing it.
Yeah.
I proceeded to apologize about whatever went wrong in the conversation and told her I didn't want to argue and I was totally okay paying for my services with my personal money. Her next response, being nice gets you taken advantage of. which I feel is always happening to me. So I'm sorry, but I'm putting my foot down. I still tried to give y'all a hell of a deal and told you I'd do your entire service for free. $20 for X services, which you can see is over $550 for 2 or 3 free nails, which is $60 to $100.
Oh, so she's belittling now.
My business is licensed and insured. I have set prices for a reason and genuinely tried to give you guys an amazing deal. If you don't want to take that, that's not on me. And I don't mind not doing business with you. Nothing personal. Sounds really personal.
Yeah.
It sounds really personal.
She sounds quite mad about it. I'm also like, why don't you've already gotten free nails from this person? Like,
Twice.
go. If you're getting this upset about it, like, go
Yeah.
get your nails done somewhere else.
Yeah, go pay to get your nails done.
Pay somewhere else.
It's also just ridiculous that the sister-in-law or the cousin-in-law is acting like she's done this great thing for OP when she hasn't actually given her the service yet.
Right.
Like, no services have been provided. The only one who's given anything for free has been OP.
Right.
So it's kind of ridiculous that she's acting this high and mighty when she hasn't given anything in return.
And OP didn't even make it clear that like they were interested in a tattoo.
She was just like, yeah, here's take a tattoo.
Here's a tattoo. A tattoo
that
for
she
you.
was gonna give her for free and then switched up on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Very crazy. Matt Hattergall says, thank you for the $10 tip. I actually lost a friend the same way as OP. They wanted me to make a headpiece for them with crystals and deer antlers. When I told her how much it was going to cost, she got upset with me. It's one thing me making gifts, it's another making that. I think you should never expect your friends or family to make you things, that take time and cost money to get materials and stuff and then not pay them for their services.
Yeah.
After this text message, I started to cry. Ooh. I didn't know what to say. She kept sending me paragraph after paragraph, using really manipulative words to basically say she thinks more highly of herself and her business than she does of me and mine.
Yeah.
But without saying that, I felt she flipped this situation to make me feel like I'm the a-hole, as I offered multiple times to pay for the services, and she was just angry I wasn't comfortable giving away free services myself. She said she's putting her foot down, but I kind of felt that's what I had to do to protect myself from being taken advantage of.
Yeah, I'm proud of this person. They don't like to be confrontational.
Yeah,
but
it's hard.
They've like set boundaries,
which I think you need to do with your friends and family, especially with a business.
Yeah, especially with a business.
Yeah, because then you don't want to be taken advantage of.
Yeah.
Well, like I said, I would have paid for my services. No matter how much she charged, I was willing. I was just not willing to do that many free sets. I'd rather pay for my services so we can both make our money. This situation has made me realize that in this industry, I'm really only comfortable trading nail service for nail service. I will not trade my service for a service completely different from mine, as I see not everyone in this industry is going to care about compromising on a trade. She has ignored me for almost a week. My partner advised me to stop responding as it's her cousin, and she said she won't stop until you start ignoring her. She loves to argue and be mean to people to get her way.
Wow.
I'm glad that her partner's on her side.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, because sometimes we read stories where the families like stick together and they're like, you suck, OP.
Yeah. Seems like they know about their cousins' true colors. They've seen this before.
The last thing I said to her was, you are so mean. And I didn't really have any intentions of reaching out. I feel as though I deserve an apology for her for making me feel lesser than. It felt like I was being bullied the whole time for not having the time or the money. I feel like she was throwing it in my face how much more equipped her business is. It's not my fault that I don't come from generational wealth and that I instead come from pretty bad poverty. I'm gonna have to work 10 times harder than she ever will have to because I'm all on my own. And I find it pretty gross to bully someone like that, or even use words to make someone feel lesser than you, especially financially, and even more especially when that person has a lot of financial help. Another side note, everyone in my partner's family talks about this particular cousin being. She constantly bullies other people and puts them below her with her words. Grandparents, aunts, uncles, kids, etc. have all voiced to me and my partner at some point or another their experiences being bullied by her. Or many have witnessed over the years that she is a very mean girl. But what's your opinion? Is my partner right? Should I disconnect myself from the situation or put some space between me and this cousin? Or am I the a-hole? And this is to answer the question of what is expecting too much from family.
A deep
yeah,
question.
Yeah. I think expecting services and not giving it a fair return is too much.
Yeah, I think the mixing of the family, the relationship, the business.
Yeah,
it's a lot.
Muddy.
It can get
very
muddy
quickly.
real quick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that when you are a family member or friend, you should always offer to pay. And then they can say, no, well, we're doing this for free, or I'm giving you a discount.
Yeah, even if it's a completely empty offer.
yeah, even if it's like, I'll pay.
Yeah.
It's just, it's just nice to do. And then also it's just nice for them because they get to say,
I agree.
Yeah, they get to do a nice thing and you're not expecting anything. Sometimes I wonder, like, those places that say, like, best blank restaurant in the city or whatever, or in New York.
It's from like that one article in 2008.
Yeah, they're like, no, look, we're the best. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't buy it. Stella Davis says, I have friends who are bakers with their own businesses. I would never ask for a free cake or free cookies.
Yeah. Especially when they're starting out and clearly not making a profit yet.
Yeah. Obviously, they should also be aware of, I'm just starting out.
Yeah.
And so I shouldn't
be reasonable.
overcharging for my services. Yeah, no, she's nasty.
She's a meanie, and the family knows it.
Yeah, and the whole family knows
it. That's all you need. Like, I feel like getting the confirmation
that she just sucks.
That she sucks is enough. Like, you don't need to get more involved.
Yeah.
That's like your confirmation, and you can walk away knowing that
you're
in the right.
There's been people in my life where I'm like, oh, this person's so mean to me, and then I find out that they're mean. Like, everyone hates them, and I'm like, okay.
Yeah, there's nothing worse than when someone's mean to you singularly, and you're like, what's going
Wait,
on?
me?
This doesn't happen to you guys too?
Yeah, come on. And you talk about them, and they're like, oh no. I mean, like you'll talk to your friends or something.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, they're always nice to me, and I'm like,
it's like, can you please be mean to other people too? Spread the mean.
Yeah. Josephine Madolo, thank you for the $5 tip. My sister wants to buy a painting from me after seeing my art, and so did my friend. After I gave her 2 as a surprise gift. For them, I will refuse money, but at least I know they aren't acting entitled. Expect something and be charged. Yes.
I told my husband that if his family comes on our vacation, the kids and I will not go.
Great.
I repeat, will not go. Soggy jackfruit says, if I don't go, he, by extension, can't go because it's my family's cabin, for the record. We are both 30. We have 4 children combined. The youngest is 6 months old. That's pretty young. I'm not sure what it is about his family, but our daughter screams every single time these people are around us, every other week at least. Whenever they come over, I find myself beyond stressed out because my daughter screams the entire time and his family thinks it's funny.
They just got bad vibes.
Yeah, apparently. Kids always know,
They know. They're like dogs. They can smell it on you.
Yeah. Like, they pass her around while she's screaming and they laugh about it. And it takes them forever to hand her back to me to get her calmed down. And all of them claim that she acts like that because I, quote, spoil her.
She's 6 months old.
Yeah. I kind of feel like maybe don't pass her around. Don't be
pass
like,
her
here's
around.
my baby.
Yeah, if a baby starts screaming, I give it to the mother or
Yeah.
the father. I'm like,
Yeah.
take your baby. I'm sorry.
Yeah. It's an odd reaction.
Yeah.
His family consists of his mom, his 2 sisters, and both of his sisters have 1 daughter each, 15 and 13. Our daughter doesn't act like this when it comes to anyone else. Family, friends, or complete strangers. She loves people. But the second any of my husband's family come around, she's screaming from the time they show up and until they leave, unless I physically leave the room with her. That's pretty bad for the husband's family.
Oh, it just seems like, it seems like there's something up with them.
Yeah.
I don't trust
There's
them.
maybe like a demonic energy attached to them.
They got an evil look in their eye.
Yeah. Anyways, I need a vacation. I asked my parents if I could use their cabin for a week next week, and they said yes. My husband, for whatever reason, decided that he wanted his mom to come, and she invited her daughters.
No, this is supposed to be a vacation.
I know.
Baby's just gonna scream. And Jellyba Dame says, oh no, this is called baby is setting her boundaries.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm getting text messages saying, what should I bring and whatever else. I never wanted them to come. I asked my husband why the F he would invite his family when it pretty much sets in stone that I will have an absolute nightmare of a time because our daughter does not like these people. It sounds like it's just more than the daughter. Like the beef has to be longer
OP
standing.
doesn't like them either.
Yeah.
She's getting like the secondhand hatred.
Yeah.
She's like, you know what? Now I hate these people too.
Yeah. The whole point of a damn vacation was to relax, not add more stress to it by basically ensuring that our daughter will not be set down for a split second because she is afraid of his family. He said that he thought it would be fine because we had talked in the past, pre-baby, about inviting them to the cabin for a family vacation and said that maybe having our daughter surrounded with all of them for a week would make her like them. Exposure therapy, if you will. I told him I'm 100% not okay with that, and he needs to tell them that none of them are welcome, even his mother, whom I can't stand to be around due to her constant baby advice. Ugh. You need to put her the F down. She acts like that because you spoil her. That's really annoying.
Why are they really on to like the spoiling? She's 6 months old.
She's spoiled for being held by her mother.
They're like, you're holding her too much. Stop it. You need to leave her outside for a little bit. Toughen her up.
Let her spend the night with the wolves.
Yeah. No, I think it's also just weird that the husband invited his family without asking her.
Talking with his wife about it first. Yeah.
That is something like, why would you? I don't think I would ever invite other people on a vacation without talking to the person I was going on the vacation with.
Yeah, and it's her house.
It's her house. It's her family cabin.
Yeah, I also think getting advice on how to rear your child, no one wants that. He said he doesn't feel comfortable telling them they can't go because he already said they could and he doesn't want to offend anyone. I snapped and said, either tell them they aren't effing coming or me and the kids won't go. Better yet, you can stay home with your family and me and the kids will go without you.
Slam dunk. Mic drop.
Yeah. He slammed off to his office and shut the door and is now not speaking to me. Am I the a-hole? Woo! It was close there. He says that I'm deliberately cutting his family out and have been since the baby was born. And honestly, I feel like cutting his family out because it stresses me out having a baby scream for hours whenever they come here. And I'm tired of it because it's me who has to deal with it.
Okay. So pause here.
Yeah.
Take a little break.
Yeah.
Let's discuss.
Breather. This has been a lot.
Yeah. I think, first of all, OP is not the a-hole because you should always discuss with your partner, you know, especially if it's not your house, it's her place.
Mm-hmm.
However, I do think she is trying to cut the family out.
Yeah.
Which I understand why, but I think she is.
Yeah. I think there's an underlying issue.
Yeah.
I feel like maybe she already just didn't like the family and now is using the baby as an excuse to ice them out.
Yeah.
But I also feel like there's solutions to this.
I think so too. I think she's not the a-hole because they are causing her a lot of stress as a new parent.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't seem like she's getting a lot of help from them when they're over or from her partner when he's there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would want to cut these people out if they're actively making parenting much harder.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like, I know you're right. She's a new parent. She's a 6-month-old. She has bigger fish to fry. But I also feel like I said there could be ways to work around it. Like maybe you just be like, don't hold the baby because she is going to scream. Like just keep her in your arms. I feel like we could work it out. But I also don't think she's being the a-hole, to be fair.
No, I think that's true. I think figuring out solutions, but maybe that's like a long-term thing. Maybe it's like we don't, while the baby's really little and screaming, we don't have to deal with that.
Mm-hmm.
But in the future, maybe in like 2 months when the baby's conscious.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 2 months. Quick. She learns fast.
Yeah.
Shall I continue?
You meant yes.
Okay. Everyone's the a-hole. Yes, he makes a habit of doing this. Every time we go anywhere at all, beach, park, movies, etc., he is inviting either his mom and his sisters/nieces. If he only invites his mom, she will then invite her daughters. We literally can't do anything without them, and this is how it's been since we moved back to his hometown 2 years ago. Okay, this changes things. This is, I have told him several times that I'm tired of it and don't want them invited to go with us everywhere we go, and he doesn't see what the issue is and tries pulling the, if it was your family, you wouldn't mind. But there's zero comparison because I see my family maybe 3 times a year. He even invited his mom here immediately following us leaving the hospital with the baby without telling me, and she invited her daughters. So they all showed up here when my daughter was 3 days old and got pissed off at me for not being okay with it.
It seems like they're just kind of invading on a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Which I think they just need to set boundaries.
Yeah, I think now it's very reasonable for her to be like, please don't follow us on the vacation.
She's like, I hate these people. And also everyone's saying ETA is edit to add. Not everyone is the a-hole.
Oh, got it.
So I think it was just like edit. There's more.
Okay. Thank you, comment section.
This is
Chat.
God, thank you.
I'm using all the wrong terminology.
Get it together, Archer.
Comment section is my father. Call me Chat.
Stop acting like a rookie. Gosh.
Sweet Cheek says husband is a huge problem.
Yeah.
And Lisa Marie says that's why baby doesn't like them. They were the first unsafe and loud thing the baby met when in a new, big, scary environment. Your baby popped out and all these ladies were like, ah! She's like, stop! Baby! Yeah, they're all passing around. The baby's like, ah!
Oh, God.
Yeah.
It seems like they need to get out of town. Like, they need to move.
Do you think that your thoughts have changed? Do you think there is a way that they could fix this, or what's your thoughts now?
Yeah, I think the fix is we need a vacation alone without your family. And
you need a solo vacation.
You need to be an adult and tell your family, sorry, change of plans. Yeah, it's your family.
Yeah.
You can be like, hey, we see a lot of each other at home. We live in the same town. I think we need some time with the baby alone. Don't even make it about the wife. Be like,
don't bring her up.
Yeah.
Then they're going to blame her.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know they always blame, it's always the woman.
It's always the woman. Yeah. Is there more to this tale?
Relevant comments.
Yeah, let's get into them.
From Gone Baby Thoughts. They say, it doesn't seem like the two of you are making decisions as a team. Does he have a habit of doing this?
Yeah.
Which it seems like he does.
Well, it seems like he's just, like he's done it a couple times where he just makes a decision. It's like, oh, well, I thought you would be fine with it.
Yeah.
And he doesn't actually ask her and communicate with her. And I think that's the issue.
Yeah.
Especially because she's having to pick up the slack with the baby and like fix the issues that he's causing when he brings them in.
Yeah. I think knowing that this is something that happens often changes things. Soggy Jackfruit responded, all the time. That's why I flipped out the way I did. He invites his family to things constantly, so I can never just have a family thing with us and the kids. Every single time we go to the beach, a park, anything, he's inviting at least his mother, who then invites his daughters and their kids, which is a little tough. Scary Cycle 1508 says, his family is priority and you come second. Ooh, that's rough. Take your kids to the cabin and tell him he and his family aren't welcome. Invite your family to join so they can help you take care of the kids and then reevaluate your relationship with your husband. Because this is not a happy relationship or a good and caring partner and father. What father would laugh at his own daughter screaming her head off? Only someone who does not take care of calming her down again.
As a person who's had to take care of a lot, like I was the babysitter at like family events, and so sometimes I'm holding babies and they start crying, and you do your best to like calm them down, and if that doesn't work, then you give them to the parent and you say, hey, sorry, take a baby.
Yeah, no, you don't just be like,
just shaking the baby, like cry.
I feel like it's so viscerally uncomfortable to be holding a baby that's crying. You're like,
I'm always like, sorry,
take him, mom.
It wasn't my fault. I'm so sorry. Yeah, I don't know why they would do that.
Yeah.
But that's the end of the story.
Yeah.
And the end of this episode. If you love us, make sure to subscribe.
We love you.
And see you tomorrow.